Welcome to Got Invention Radio. I'm your host, Brian Freed, and we have Dave Mosher. He's the project's editor at Popular Science, and they're hosting the Invention Awards. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
So, Dave, tell us about the Invention Awards and what's happening at Popular Science now with this new Invention Awards contest and also in the past.
Yeah, so the Invention Awards is a program we've been throwing for 8 years now, and the whole point is to find, vet, and feature 10 of the year's best independent inventions. And we featured some really, really cool stuff in the past. We try to look for world-changing, disruptive, sort of market-creating kind of stuff. We do, go for some funner items too, but that we do like to highlight things that people will sort of see all around them in the coming years. That's what popular science readers love to read about, and that's the kind of stuff that we go for.
Okay, so it could be whether it's kitchen gadgets, it could be different types of like eco-friendly type of things. They can come up with the next Tesla car, all those different types of things, and there's a range of what you accept.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take everything from radically improve form of Velcro, which is what we did in 2007. The pull tabs that allow you to hang pictures almost anywhere. Last year, we took a radically redesigned airplane that gets 40 miles to the gallon, or will. We've even covered a light that is powered by gravity. I mean, we're looking for inventions that go across a broad range of topics and reach into different markets and affect people's lives in different ways.
Okay, so I'm an inventor. I have a product. I have a prototype. I have some kind of intellectual property. I might be a good candidate to sign up for your website, sign up for the contest. The other thing is, let's say I'm an inventor, I have an idea in my mind, and I want to be able to present it to this Popular Science, the Invention Awards contest. Is that something that's acceptable?
Yeah, so if you've got a great idea, that's awesome. We're really, really excited for you, but it's not quite right for the Invention Awards. What we're looking for are inventors who have physical prototypes, or at least a functional prototype, something that can demonstrate that the invention actually works. As much as we love ideas, we really want to show people the amazing work that inventors have done. And as people in the invention community know, getting from an idea to something that actually works is very difficult. And we want to highlight those efforts and showcase them. And by the way, I want to say that Popular Science is the most widely read science and technology magazine in the world. So while we don't offer any, or can't offer any cash or other prizes, what we do offer is some extreme exposure. Typically every year we go on several bouts of TV, radio, podcasts, all kinds of coverage after we select our winners.
Super. The inventors need to have any sort of intellectual property protection?
That is highly recommended, and we're very clear in the announcement post, which I'll provide a link to later. We're very clear that if you've got intellectual property, it's the responsibility of the entrant to take care of that and make sure that everything's squared away. We just don't have the resources to provide consultation or help in securing those patent rights. So if you've got a great idea and you've got a prototype, make sure you're protected before you submit to the Invention Awards.
Okay, let's say most of the time, a good amount of the time, inventors don't have the money to get intellectual property protection, but they would love to be involved in a contest opportunity like this. So let's say they do go ahead and submit something to you. How are they protected?
So the way they're protected is, when we select our winners, we go through an pretty extreme vetting process. I mean, we've already got a couple researchers looking right now at everything, and they call up independent experts, third-party experts who, we try to get on the record saying they don't have any interest or bias in this matter, and we vet their invention and we take it through those steps. And we're careful to note when we talk to these experts that this is a sensitive matter. These inventions are coming in from all over, and we want to make sure that we don't expose people any more than necessary. And the point of the matter is we select 10, and the other ones we don't publicize. So information that is submitted to us is kept secret. We might dig it up next year and call you up again if you've got an update on your invention. But for the most part, only the 10 winners get the exposure.
Okay, so let's say I didn't have any intellectual property protection on my idea. I ended up submitting it. I made the top 10, and now what's going to happen is you're going to kind of expose the top 10. It's really up to the inventor. The point of the matter is for them to be able to have intellectual property. It's their responsibility. That's
correct. And we're very careful about telling people who submit to this program. It's not really a contest because again there's no cash prize, but inventors who submit to the program are very clear that it's up to them to have protection for intellectual property if that's something that's very important to them before we move forward, because we don't want to get to a point where we have 10 inventions and inventors we're really excited about. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a single inventor team. You can even be funded by movie stars, which is we've had that in the past. A guy who was funded by Harrison Ford.
Wow.
Some really interesting stuff comes in. What we're looking for are independent inventors, so ones that aren't part of large corporate R&D labs or academic R&D labs. But yeah, when you get to we don't want to get to the final 10 and come to an inventor and have that inventor say, well, I'm not really comfortable doing this, and then we have to pull the plug, and suddenly we're scrambling to, find that 10th finalist.
Got it. Okay, so independent inventions and inventors, now is your chance to really shine with popular science, with their huge opportunity to get that exposure that you've been looking for and that you want. And there are no prizes, but the exposure hopefully will lead to something better. And I'm sure from the past there's been some great stories that you have, Dave, about people that have gone through the Invention Awards and been able to have some sort of success.
Right. Yeah. So if I could just throw out one example,
Sure.
We've got last year we featured a fellow who had invented a welding helmet that blows away toxic fumes, and he's gotten several queries from major manufacturers. I can't name them, but he's looking at a route to making a product at this point. So we're really excited for him. We like to claim that exposing that invention had something to do with him getting attention. And by the way, if you want to enter, the place to do it is at popsci.com/Invention Awards 2014. So that's popsci.com/Invention Awards 2014.
2014. Okay. And Dave, before the show, you sent me some, actually a listing of the last year's winners, which is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. If it's okay with you, I'm going to put those in your bio area so people can reference those links and take a peek at those.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's that aforementioned welding helmet. There's the airplane I talked about, the gravity light. There's even a spacesuit in there, an animatronic robotics kit. It's okay, by the way, if you've had crowdfunding. It's okay if you've gotten some media attention. That's not going to disqualify you or anything like that. What we're looking for is a really good mix of really exciting inventions that people should know about, and we want to get as much exposure for those inventors and their creations as possible.
Well, this is fantastic. We always love invention opportunities to get this exposure. Tell us about the timeline of when we're able to enter and when it closes.
Right. So you're able to enter right now. The form is up. We're taking submissions, and that will walk you through your comfort with submitting details about your invention. So if you're not comfortable, then right away you'll be kicked out. And if you don't have a physical prototype, you'll be kicked out. But if you're comfortable and you have a physical prototype or something that demonstrates an invention works, you'll get into the nitty gritty, and we'll ask you for as many pictures and details, even videos, anything we can get our hands on to sort of assess your invention, get it looked at by researchers, get it vetted, and see how it stacks up.
Okay, so it doesn't matter how big or small it is.
That's right.
It's an opportunity to be able to get how many people do you have in your database that actually sees all the popular science activity?
So that database is looked. Another thing I want to mention is the editors of Popular Science sit down several times during this process and really take a magnifying glass up to the list of candidates that we are really excited about, and we being myself and two researchers. So a whole horde of Popular Science editors is looking at this, as well as and much more myself and a team I've assembled.
Oh, that's great. I'm looking at your rules and criteria. There's no fee to submit. There's no prizes. You get the exposure. Now, what is inventions can't already be for sale? Let's say it is some sort of gadget, and an independent inventor has a website and they're selling onesies on the website. Maybe they don't have anything in the stores. Is that acceptable?
Yeah, so this is where it gets a little fuzzy. We're willing to bend some of these rules depending on the invention, the nature of its creation, the struggles or story behind getting to where it is now. We've chosen winners in the past that are just barely becoming products or have just launched. But in most cases, what we're trying to do and where the sweet spot is we've got a really great invention, but it just hasn't, hit that sort of point of that gelling point, the point of launch where it can become a product and it can get on the shelving stores, the stores and shelves, I should say. So we're trying to find those inventions, the one that need that extra sort of energy to get into orbit.
Okay. Now, I know that you've been involved in the popular science world, very active there. I'm sure you see and you speak to all different types of innovators, inventors. Maybe if you can give us some words of wisdom, because after hearing the show tonight, there may be some independent inventors that are going to their drawing board and getting started to be able to enter your contest. Can you give us some words of wisdom to the inventors that are listening, no matter what stage of the invention process they're at, to be able to get some innovation and excitement going with their invention?
Yeah, I would say there's no invention or idea that's too crazy to try. A common theme in all of the winners that we've chosen is they just really hammered down. They've really believed in their invention, and they've made it better. If they failed, first they tried and failed, they tried again and again and again. If they didn't have the requisite expertise, they brought on somebody who did, so that they could create a small team that was able to realize this thing. But yeah, just be dogged, and if you really believe in it, it'll happen. I mean, that's sort of optimistic, but that's kind of the theme that we've encountered with some of the best inventions we've looked at.
Okay.
And the other thing I'll say is, in terms of the Invention Award program, is that we're really excited. What really gets us excited is, or are inventions that stand to improve the quality of life for people, whether in large or small ways. Whether it's hanging that picture frame anywhere you want without nails, or having really efficient, really convenient air travel available to you. I mean, these are the things that our readers are excited about, that the world's excited about, and we want to help highlight those things that you're doing. And I forgot to mention that January 15th of next year, so January 15th, 2014, is the last day to get your submissions in. And if you want to go directly to the form, we have another link for that. That's popsci.com/Invention Awards form. So you can go directly to the form that way.
Okay, and for the listeners out there, go directly to that website to apply to the Invention Awards opportunity, but also you could go to popsci.com. That's an unbelievable website. There's so many fun stories on there, resources, information. Definitely take advantage of popsci.com. And there's also subscription, right? There's still the magazine.
Yeah, absolutely. Please buy the magazine. You see it on a newsstand, especially. That'll really excite our marketing team. No, and speaking of the magazine and the website and all that, the winners will be featured on the cover of that issue. That's the current plan anyway, as they have every year in the past. And it's a sort of the number one feature package in the magazine. It's right up in front where people can